Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Channel, Marie Moeller. Dear ones, it is Mother Earth, God, or Source or Creator, Mother Mary, El Morya, and the Arcturian High Council here, streaming through the light of everlasting love, heart-centered knowingness, and the divine crystalline frequencies that the God energies in you channel through to this planet each and every day. You are here to manifest all that you are truly meant to be in this new 5D Earth reality. You are here to shine the light of a 1000 suns, and radiate the light and love of Source in this realm. You are here as a reflection of the one true Source, and as an essence of the one true Source. Simply put, dear ones, you are divine. You are divinity itself. Remember this. Remember this as November and December 2023 roll in and roll out more revelations, unfoldments, emergences, convergences, and changes on an epic scale. November 2023 Energy Update FrequencyWriter.com. Let's take a deep divine conscious breath in. And as you breathe some sacred conscious breaths with us today, we invite you to remember who you are as you partner with the light of Source in each single breath. You are here as a resplendent spark of the God heart. And breathing consciously in this way breathes God breath, God light, God sight, and God blessings into your life, even when you feel you may be experiencing a dearth of them. It's all here, in you. Everything you truly ever need is all here in you. The magic is in the breath, dear ones. It always has been. And forever will be. God or Source or Creator is an infinite and perfect Creator, where everything in creation weaves together for the highest, best, and greatest good of all, throughout all time. From the simplest and most exquisite beauty of conscious breathing, to the darkest seed ever to fall upon the earth and create demonic agendas, pain, and suffering in the grandest picture of all of creation, the overarching essence of creation and the magic of the divine has always been within you. It has always been showering this earth, even in the earth's grimmest and darkest of times. So breathe some of this divine magic with us today. Breathe in the living light of God or Source or Creator in conscious union with your own physical body temple and the whole of your eternal soul essence. You are here to make manifest the glory of God's creation, amidst a sea of discordant energies and wild events happening all across the globe. How do you make manifest this divine glory? This resplendent joy and light? You breathe consciously in union with Source as much as you can, every day. And in the moments you forget, your autonomic nervous system will lead you in the living light's expression in your life, if you intend it so. If you pray it so. If you know it is so. So as we share some frequencies with you for this November and December 2023, we invite you to continue to consciously breathe in partnership with the light and heart of Divine Source, so that you can be a channel of God's peace, light, and grace in a time when the world might seem to be lacking greatly in this area and this awareness in the bulk of humanity at this time. There is ample supply of anything you can ever need or desire, dear ones. Remember, the creator of lack and scarcity or scarcity, was and is the biblical serpent and the off-planet energies that brought these frequencies into this world, and descended a God timeline into a slice of aberrant illusion, density, toxicity, and incarceration. The one true Source Creator knows only abundance, grace, eternal light, love, and beauty. November 2023 Energy Update FrequencyWriter.com. Can you feel the swings of consciousness unfolding in your timeline now? Aberrant, discordant, and challenging turmoil, confusion, and illusion is running alongside of absolute light-filled quantum creation, liberation, abundance, and soul expansion. It is quite the contrast, dear ones. All of the universe's timelines have integrated or released and now found their way into a timeline of duality now, the likes of which have not been seen before. The reality of the duality between good and evil is on center stage. And you each and all are the audience, the jury, the judge, and the cosmic cleansers of all of it. The magnitude of these times is not lost on many of you here, at the leading edge of creation, witnessing this final battle playing out and experiencing the tremors, shakes, and quakes of this level of energy facing off directly in front of each other. If two massive giants had a final duel on your world, you would feel each thunderous footstep. You would feel each and every strike as an epic rumble beneath your own feet, because the earth itself would shake. Well, that is a metaphor that you might feel applying to your own life experiences this November and December. It's the facing off of the giants of this reality of duality right now. Source Creator is ultimately in a league all to himself. But in this world, with the spiritual battle heightened in these times to the level and scale that you all are experiencing it, it feels like the ultimate facing of the giants, or battle of the giants, the battle of good and evil meeting once again on the center stage of two last timelines converging. There is the timeline of truth, God, light, and loving kindness, and there is the timeline of the serpentine illusions, darkness, manipulations, and deceptions. All are rising in the quakings and shakings to see the truth of these times and to experience the epic vanquishing of darkness in which only light ultimately prevails. In this way, there is a call to your inner David being summoned forth. Remember David and Goliath? He had his sling and his rocks, and he was called by God within to face Goliath, who appeared to be the obvious winner before their duel and their battle ever began. What is God's sling? Ever increasing and ever expansive light. What is the serpent's Goliath? That is a more complex answer, but one we will sum up in the history and war games of Babylon. The usurpation of words and the usurpation of the world's finances or abundance. That is the serpentine Goliath's ultimate sling. And that Goliath has been a fighting machine ever since these dark energy beings entered this God timeline long ago, looking to forage, steal, plunder, and harvest anything and everything that would give them the sustenance to live and rule another day. Will God or Source or Creator do battle with the biblical serpent and its army on a battlefield? Perhaps. Will you, or do you see this happening now? Can you feel the quakes and shakes of giant energies clashing like cosmic lightning and vast thunder claps? What is God ultimately shaking? The serpentine foundations that the energies of Babylon were built upon. Word manipulations and the world of finance and banking. It is a big, gigantic, epic battle. Yet the ultimate focus on both sides of the duality, is the power and presence of the word and the power and presence of the money or wealth or financial systems of the world. The serpent has had a field day over many thousands of years manipulating both the living word and the divine abundance meant for all sentient life here on planet Earth. It still feels that it will win this epic battle and war game. Yet what is vital for all to know in these times is that the light is always victorious, even when it may appear the opposite. As you know, chess is a game of strategy, stamina, grounded strength, and truly higher dimensional vision. Guess who in this battle has higher dimensional soul sight and who is short-sighted? Guess who in this battle is standing for freedom, the greatness of creation, and the abundance that all of creation holds for every sentient life form upon her? Guess who in this battle is standing for scarcity and scarcity consciousness, having to create it to reinforce the very fear that it routinely must manifest for the illusion of scarcity to be etched into human consciousness? It's a lot of work to have to keep fueling illusions into God beings, with the divine masculine and divine feminine and living light coursing through their veins and conscious awareness every day. But that is all the biblical serpent frequencies and entities have left. They have no real soul. They have no real light. They have no real life force. They lost those a long time ago. They can only borrow, steal, defraud, deceive, manipulate, and corrupt. Their energy, if you really think about it, has a very distinct signature. It is a very recognizable playbook, in the game and spiritual battle for the very soul of the earth. As these giants continue their epic battle, we will see systems quake and shake more than ever before. Will it take down those very systems? It might. Or it will make what was once thought to be the way that life is seem like the most bogus construct humanity has ever fallen into. And we believe that is part of the divine plan for these times. God or source or creator is facing off with the biblical serpent to create the portals and windows for higher vision and higher soul sight, where you the people can see how absurd the structures that govern the human race and that govern life on earth for all sentient beings truly are. The only reason those systems work and run now and in the past is because people are conditioned into them. Those that remember true history are removed through war or other atrocities, and all those who remain only know the oppression and the mind control that makes these illusions and systems run, which serves to only repeat and replicate that very agenda. What is shaking is illusion, dear ones. However big the blows are, however rough and tumble and quaky and shaky the battle gets, above all of those storms and storm clouds, there is only light and peace and harmony in the skies of God, in the eyes of God, and in the timeline of God. Remember this. Remember this. Most people focus on what they don't want, because that is the 3D Matrix's training. Chicken Little famously said, "The sky is falling, the sky is falling." But never once paused to consider what fell on his head, and how or why it fell. Why are things rumbling and crumbling now? What is being rumbled? What is being crumbled? What is rumbling and crumbling it? Was life so good in the illusion that people wish to bond with their captivity? The routines and patterns that are so engaging, that they don't have to look beyond the nut that is falling on their heads, like Chicken Little? Until it quakes and shakes, many people have no idea how incredible and exquisite a God creation truly is. Because they were sold and told lifetimes ago that this is God's creation. It was the perfect deception of the great deceiver. For life on earth still in these times is anything but God's divine creation and anything but God's perfection. The people of planet Earth, and the other sentient life forms have long forgotten what true Earth looks like. What God's Eden looks and feels like. Deception has been the name of the game for what seems like ever. When the serpent coerced Adam and Eve into taking a bite of that apple, that was the beginning of the loss of discernment, clear soul sight, conscious breathing, and union with Source, and divine innocence. And it was the beginning of the introduction to the realm of evil, which may simply be defined as thoughts, feelings, and actions taken outside of conscious connection with the God within. With eons of years eroding soulful connection with Source on the part of the serpent, and the steady cultivations of corruption and temptations as well, anything God-like or God-aligned either has been corrupted over time or it has been mocked or seemingly destroyed in some way. November 2023 Energy Update FrequencyWriter.com. Yet the truth of God still stands. History books can be manipulated. People can be manipulated. Consciousness can be manipulated. For a time. And for a season. Yet remember, you are light eternal. You are Christ consciousness in all directions of time. And no slice of deception or illusion will ever change that. God stands now in your life and on your world as a giant light and giant beacon of ever resplendent and ever increasing divine light. And it is the serpent that continues to try to thwack, hack, break into, steal, rob, maim, or come against God, again and again and again. Has God been using the serpent's antics against the serpent, to allow it to destroy itself? Yes. Again and again, this has been so. Has God made a few key strategic chess moves throughout the whole of time, as the people of this world know it today? Yes. Again and again, this has been so. While many will be faced with seeing the facing off of the giants in this giant battle of duality, the spiritual battle between good and evil, is there another timeline playing out? Yes. Indeed it is. It is the timeline of the great return of God's people. It is the timeline of the great return to God's sacred garden. Those portals and gates exist in between the duality or duality playing out in these quakes and shakes now, striking bigger and bigger blows to the serpent's manipulated systems and structures of false wealth, pseudo-security, false education, false history, false healing, and more. Less and less of those old systems of fakery and corruption will be left standing. The question is, have you prepared in your inner life to stand with God? To stand with the truth of God? As God stands as that very truth next to you? As God breathes that very truth and light inside of you? This will be a necessary and vital arc in these times of great shakings. Where is the rock upon which you stand? Is your rock that of an ego illusion planted by the serpent long ago in your soul's history? Or is your rock the true rock of God that stands the test of time and all of the world ages, to shine as eternal truth for all to know, feel, and see once more? Have you built a connection with that rock? Is your house like the third little pig we spoke about in a recent transmission? Is it a strong house of God? Your body temple? Is it a strong 5D house of God? Is your home a strong 5D house of God? Is your faith a strong conduit of God? Is your light a strong beam of God? You will want to review this and cultivate this, as more of the giant battle takes place on the surface of your world, in the takedown and removal of the serpentine illusions and jail centers all over this planet. Breathe with God and God will stand with you, and breathe with you, as challenges may arise, in the world or in your personal life. Breathe with God and alight with God, and God with a light, and align you and breathe you into your higher consciousness and your ability to see and know the liberation unfolding. November 2023 Energy Update FrequencyWriter.com. As more crumbles, God has already templated the Garden of Eden for the new 5D Earth with His seeds. New structures and higher dimensional quantum systems based on light, transparency, community, collaboration, and freedom are already growing and rising in the place of the old corrupted ways and the old corrupted games. The toiling that Adam and Eve were once sentenced to is coming to a close. The freedom of the risen Adam and Eves, that's you, is rising to become your new life and your new frequency and your new joy. Who actually may have sentenced Adam and Eve to toil and slave away their life force once they were banished from the garden? What if it was not the Creator, as the story is so often told? What if it was the biblical serpent energy that did the banishing? And what if the human ego was born at that time as the slave of the biblical serpent? What if God was a witness of this grand usurpation plan, and not the judge and the jury of the sentient life of this world? What if the history that humanity remembers is its own chessboard, a game being played in another dimension? And what if you are the characters in that story? And what if there is a whole other history of you in a real and true timeline, that never left the mind and heart of God, and never experienced this descent? And what if you are here now, remembering the grand illusion and witnessing the facing off of these grand giants, to awaken you to the task and path of choosing God, choosing life, choosing truth, and choosing the way up and out of the illusion, to wake up and out of this surreal serpentine mess of life on planet Earth and into the conscious creation and realization of a living grand new Earth birth. The blessings of awakening to higher and higher absolute truth, are grand and ever expanding. The real-time challenges of being souls in a state of becoming their divine nature again, after for so long believing themselves to be cast-away sinners for a very long time, are felt by all of you. Timelines are converging. Sentient kind is in a timeline of the great ascension. Illusion is caving and crumbling. It cannot withstand the strength and might of absolute truth and absolute light. Yet the people and the sentient life on earth will be the ones bearing the intensity at times of the discord or the disbelief of the stark contracts between the worlds. Truth and lies. Light and deception. Real and fake. All will be part of these final duels. Find your centers. Live from your divine light from within. Listen for where God truly is, and align your breath with the God breath. That is the easiest way to begin to see glimpses of what God sees and what God knows. You are in the timeline of another great turning in November and December 2023. You are returning to your divine source creator. And you are tasked with witnessing the illusions, and where you have gotten caught up with them, now or in the past. Serpent entanglements will not be your future. It is now simply a question of how you will experience the ride as the world experiences the truth of the two worlds. Out of the truth of these revelations, there will be clear choices to rise in the absolute light and truth of God, and the new earth, or to stay tethered to the 3D illusions when that is all some people feel that they know. Even that tethering is an illusion. There is no 3D illusion. For it is truly an illusion. Breathe light, and stand in strength in the strong house and heart of God. Stay steady in your faith and in your arcs, dear ones. The light and glory of the new 5D Earth is here, emerging in you and in your timeline on Earth. You are invited and embraced in the great returning to God's timeline and the realm of God, in all directions of time. It's a big journey. It's a powerful journey. Yet it is a risen journey, if you steadily go all the way. You are loved, dear ones. You are love. All are love.